been a while since
Here.
I have
Oh
podcasted
God,
with Kyle.
no, Dad, never, ever, ever do that again.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think I'm set. If you wanted to say your thing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. Don't know
Ooh,
when it's gonna
crazy.
come out, but we're recording on a Monday.
Today,
Yeah.
right now.
So it's Marvel Multiverse Mondays again, just for who knows how long. Here on the Genreverse Podcast Network, where you can find all your favorite shows. Wow, I'm getting rusty at this. I'm Nick, and I'm here with Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
What's up, bud? How are you?
It's been a long time since I introduced or was on a show, so like I said, feeling a little rusty. Gonna have to learn to ride the bike again.
That's all right. You'll live.
So today we are here to discuss the most recent Marvel project, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I'm festive. I've got my world famous black Santa hat. I'm wearing. It's kind of hard to tell because I got green lights on, but my Green Ranger hoodie. Rest in peace, Jason David Frank. And yeah, some really crappy red LEDs in the back. What's your excuse, Nick? Just sitting there wearing a Star Wars shirt.
it was the first shirt I grabbed, but I have been rewatching Star Wars because my roommate had never seen any of it. And then we watched
God.
Andor, and now he's like, I want to see all of it, even the bad
Time-
stuff. And I was like,
time.
okay.
It's time for a new roommate.
It was my idea. I'm like, now that we watched Andor, we're going to watch
No,
all
I
of
mean
it in
just
order,
the fact
right?
that they've never seen it. So that's insanity.
Andor sold him on it because obviously Andor is life. But yeah, we're not here to talk about
good.
Star Wars. We're here to talk about the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which they could just call the Christmas Special, but I guess they were playing off Star Wars a bit.
I mean, holiday special is a phrase that's been used for a lot of TV
I guess
shows.
you're right.
So, and that's kind of the thing about this is it felt less like a Guardians Christmas and more like a Guardians holiday special episode. Whenever you watch like a holiday episode of anything, hold on one second. My stream deck is being stupid and I don't know why. Whenever you watch an episode of any, sitcoms holiday specials, they always feel very different. They're wholly set in their universe, but they feel very different. And that's what this did. It was not so much a Guardians with holiday theming. It was what you get from that 70s show holiday special. There's little lessons, so to speak, in there. There's a little bit of life and family in there, and it wasn't what I was expecting, but I'm not knocking it. I adjusted my frame of mind for that.
I would agree completely about it's not what I was expecting. Even after the trailers, I knew it would mostly be Drax and Mantis.
Yeah.
That didn't surprise me, but James Gunn kept touting how important this is and how it's must watch to get the next Guardian movie. And there are locations in this from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And it's like, yeah, there was one
nowhere.
Yeah, there was no progression. I was at least expecting, without saying what it was, that the post-credit scene would set up something, and it didn't. And I think what really kind of made this less entertaining than I thought it would be, or less important, was having the last special presentation. Werewolf by Night was actually a big, here's new characters that are important to the MCU. Here's a whole new side of it. And I thought we'd get a lot more clue at where Guardians was headed next, except for the fact that they have added Cosmo, it seems, as one of their main, maybe not main members, but someone who could potentially leave nowhere and go with them on missions.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's fine. It's serviceable,
Agreed.
At the end of the day, I think I would watch Werewolf by Night a second time before I would watch this again. I did have my biggest two issues. One is really, really nitpicky, and you kind of touched on it. I love that it was Mantis and Drax. I think that was great. It was a lot of fun. But I think calling it the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is disingenuous because there's not much Guardians in it. Each of them get a quick little moment, a laugh or two. No spoilers, but my favorite line in the whole thing is "You can't run from me, bacon." Like, that was just great. But I think the title should have been something different. Drax and Mantis Save Christmas. Drax and Mantis's
go to Hollywood
Guardians
and save Christmas.
something a little different. And then the other complaint, and again, maybe this isn't as nitpicky, but 45 minutes is too short for like 7 songs. It felt very Suicide Squadish again, the first one, the theatrical, where they were throwing in as many pop songs as they could, trying to be like pop culture songs, trying to be like Guardians
all
of
the
the
Christmas
Galaxy.
songs they can fit in.
Yeah, they did the same thing, and there's even, dude, there's one where there's not even a full minute break between songs, and these aren't short little 20-second, transition songs. These play for 45, 60, 80 seconds sometimes. I mean, that got frustrating, where it was like, let's see how many we can shove into such a short thing. That, and how some of it felt kind of empty. Nowhere feels very empty, but I'm guessing maybe we'll get some exposition in Guardians 3, after Thanos, people didn't come back, or it's been rebuilding, whatever. Other than that, it's fine. It's serviceable. I might watch it one more time, not this year, but maybe sometime in the future. I really wanted to give this a B+, because of things that made me really laugh out loud. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think I'm going to watch it again. At least not anytime soon, unless my son all of a sudden wanted to. He didn't even finish it or finish this watch. So I gave it a B. What about you, Nick?
I would go B-.
Really?
My other big complaint about it is it felt like it could have been like 30 minutes or 22 minutes.
It could have.
There were a lot of
if
scenes.
They cut out some of that music stuff.
Yeah, and that's part of it. Or even just like, I wouldn't even cut any of the scenes of them wandering around, but you don't need to spend that long on Hollywood Boulevard with them. You don't need to spend that long with like them talking to Kevin Bacon on their ship. That felt like a really long scene where nothing was happening. There were some jokes in there, but like no progression. But I do love, one of my favorite parts is, they worked with maybe they did some work with the Avengers putting things back together after Endgame, but how excited they are to see other Avengers when they think it is them. Like, Steve! Like, and then the Bucky reference too, where he doesn't even call him the Winter Soldier. He's like, "You got me Bucky's arm?"
Yeah.
Which I loved, but I'm like, what happened to Bucky?
Yeah, right. I don't know. The Stevie thing, it kind of makes you wonder how much time is there between Tony's snap and the return trip, the trip Cap takes to go return all the stones. Was there enough time for Mantis to interact with him?
That's true.
Or is that a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the Cap was on the moon thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, did she run into Cap during time? Like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's kind of like that no spoilers for Andor, but it's kind of like the Andor post credits, where it's like, did we really need the connection? Because now you're starting to make the time feel wonky, because when we see that thing again in Rogue One, there's a lot more it's very complete, and yet what you see in Andor, it looks damn near complete, but it's still 4 years away. So it's like, what? Like,
I think there's a time jump to that post-credit sequence, even though that's not what we're here to discuss.
Yeah, but I'm just pointing out how sometimes doing these little things just kind of make it feel wonky and not as cohesive as it used to.
I agree. Like, if you had like someone dressed like Doctor Strange, or someone who they actually met and spent some time with in Infinity War, it would make more sense.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I still found it adorable, the little tiny references to the world. And yeah, I guess there's only really one thing to spoil, but another thing I just kind of, it works, but it feels like they've been doing it too much in the Guardian movies. Is they play the Yondu thing for emotions, which they've done in What If, even though he didn't write that. Obviously they've done it with his mom. They've done it with Yondu dying in the last movie, and it's just like every chance they get to remind you of Yondu and Peter,
I think, and you said the spoilers word, so everything's good to spoil now, and I made a timestamp for it. So, I think what worked well for it and why it didn't bug me as much as it was animated. If they'd done it live action, I would be very upset. I would think, this reduces the even though it's set in the past, it reduces that being the final time we see Yondu, stroking his son's face after saving his life as he suffocates and boils and all of that in the vacuum of space. But being animated, I think it assisted it, made it palatable, at least to me. That's kind of how I felt on it, and I don't know. Does that kind of change it at all for you?
No, I mean, I don't dislike it. It just feels like I was expecting more fresh stuff in here, and not like I said, like basically zero movement. We realized that they're in charge of nowhere. James Gunn confirmed they purchased it from the collector, which I thought would have been easier if they just went there to fix it, because I assumed he was very, very dead after his encounter with Thanos. So I would love to see his character return and maybe meet up with his brother eventually, Jeff Goldblum.
And they cut him out of the last, not collector, but Grandmaster, cut him out of the Thor movie. So who knows?
But obviously the big spoiler is that Mantis is Star-Lord's sister.
I mean, we all kind of thought that already, right?
I never thought of it.
What?
I don't know why I didn't.
You never wondered. I
should have. I'm surprised he never thought of it.
How this ultra powerful being can put a celestial to sleep without, having something. They never outright said it, but it wasn't that big of a surprise whatsoever. I
also like how much she did use her powers, because I almost forgot she had those powers. She uses them in Infinity War. And she almost puts a Titan to sleep. And he's not related to her. Well, not even.
Yeah,
she can barely hold on.
He's wearing stones. So, not that he's activating them when she's putting them to sleep, but they are still there feeding. So,
the movie made it sound like there was never a reveal of where she said like, "Oh, my mother was." No, it was more like. Doesn't. Which it makes sense that would be the case, but I just assumed he came across her at some point. He's like, "Oh, this species of alien can make me sleep. I'm gonna grab one," because my mind is all messed up. I almost cursed on the show.
Because you're cuckoo. Yeah, man. That at the end of the day, like you said, there's nothing. I don't want to say this is forgettable because it's a fun little ride, but I mean, how many more times are you going to watch? Is this a guaranteed rewatch every Christmas?
No, I'm going to show it to my roommate. So I basically rewatch everything I don't watch with him the first time, like all the Marvel. But no, I keep seeing people like Manny and stuff. Lots of our friends from LRM are like, "Oh, this is going to be a yearly classic." And I was nah, I enjoyed it, but it's kind of,
I'm not watching Hawkeye this year. I'm not watching this again.
Hawkeye's more of a commitment. I'm not going to sit down and watch 6 hours of Hawkeye just because it's Christmas time either.
No. I'll watch Illuminations The Grinch, which is great.
Oh, I love that.
We watch our Home Alone movies, just the first two. Other classics, but this is not being added to the list. Neither was Werewolf by Night added to my Halloween list.
That's on my Halloween list.
I'd probably watch this. I'll watch that again before I watch this. But cheers to the official end, thank God, of Marvel Phase 4. Good frickin' riddance. out of everything, I have maybe 3 things I might be willing to watch again. I don't even know if I ever will. I really don't, because even some of the even some of the stuff that I liked, it kind of depends on what happened next. Like WandaVision, I overwhelmingly liked the majority of that, but everything afterwards that either didn't pay off, didn't play into, or just completely ignores, looking at you, multiverse of madness, they ruined the Scarlet Witch story. They kind of just crap all over that arc, and then it's like, okay,
I don't find
that was fun while it lasted. It's kind of like Star Wars. It's really hard to enjoy the original trilogy knowing what happens next. I'm not Janet. I can't just cut it out. You know what I'm saying? I can't ignore what JJ and company, including Ryan, did. The sequel trilogy's trash. Prequels are trash too, but anyways, that's what the cantina's for, Nick. There's nothing else to talk about, is there?
I was just going to follow your thing up with, I don't see myself rewatching any of the Disney series again. It's just like, it's a commitment. It's
Loki,
not that they're bad.
Maybe, but that depends on
I would rewatch
Quantumania.
Loki before Loki season 2. I don't think I'd need it before Quantumania, but
no, I'm saying if I would ever watch, not watching it beforehand. I'm saying if I would ever watch it again, depends on what comes next, how the stuff that follows, because it's all connected. There's a reason why I only watch the original trilogy, and I haven't even watched it as a trilogy in years because of just how awful the rest of Star Wars is. I don't want to touch anything else. I really don't, because it's so terrible, and Marvel's kind of gotten the same way thanks to Phase 4. You know what still hits though? Endgame still hits.
Endgame
I
slaps.
still am in love with the Infinity Saga for the most part.
And you like the one after
Phase 4
Endgame?
sucks.
I
love Far From Home.
Yeah.
If the MCU had ended at Far From Home, we would be a much better world. Who knows? Maybe Phase 5 will actually become multiversal.
I just love, I mean, they put the Ant-Man trailer before Glass Onion and Knives Out story. And I was like, my sister doesn't watch trailers or Marvel movies these days, but I'm like, that's fucking Kang. I'm sorry, I cursed on the show. I'm like, that's Kang. I'm like, you didn't see Loki, but this actor is the best. Anyway, we done?
Yeah, man. I guess that's it.
We talked a lot longer than I thought we talked about the holiday special, but we also did mention Andor and the other TV shows at Phase 4.
We had to fluff it up with some
great television.
Star Wars. Yeah, Andor was great. I don't know why everyone is sleeping on that. You all suck. Check out lrmonline.com every day for all entertainment news, needs, opinions. We've got written articles, news and leaks, and rumors, reviews, celebrity interviews as well. On the YouTube channel, you get, besides Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, you get the Cantina doing Star Wars news and reviews, Animeversal reviews, AVR Square, Daily Cog, Breaking Geek. Those last two cover everything in entertainment news, and whatever the hell those peoples want to talk about. And I'm one of those peoples on Daily Cog. Yeah, we got a lot of really great content. If it's not a reaction video, by the way, we have a lot of reaction videos, especially for anime and trailers. Podcasts and review stuff goes up on your favorite podcast app. So give us a follow, leave us thumbs up, down, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
And with that, Excelsior.
Enough said.